Welcome back to another class on Chofetz Chaim and Mishlei. In the previous class titled No Drive, No Results, we brought down over there the verse Im tavakshena kekesef v'chama tumonim techapasena as tavin yirat Hashem v'da'at Elohim timtza. We explained that whole thing in the previous class. Today the Chofetz Chaim wants to add to that. He wants to say, a lot of times you see people that they're not able to learn Torah at home. Why can't they learn Torah at home? Because of the distractions. So the question is, so if you can't learn Torah at home, why are you still home? Get up, get out, and go daven in a synagogue. I can't, Rabbi, it's hard. Comes the Chofetz Chaim is going to give us sound advice today that is going to be able to awaken each and every one of us to be able to learn Torah. Now, I want to be careful when I say this. Not to come to learn Torah, again, I'm not saying it's bad. That's good. Whenever people learn Torah, it's very good. But I want to make something clear. Like we saw in the previous class, when it comes to business-related matters, if you have to wake up 4 o'clock, you wake up 4 o'clock. You have to go to sleep 3 o'clock, you go to sleep 3 o'clock at night. You get it done. And still somehow the next morning, you wake up 4 o'clock. How's that possible? That's what we saw in the previous class. A person has to make his avodah Hashem like people that go ahead and they try to do in their businesses. Now, today I'm going to show you, Rabotai, how important it is not just to learn Torah when you want, but to learn Torah, Rabotai, when it's uncomfortable. People that are comfortable will never grow. A person that thinks going to shul, again, I'm not telling you it's bad. I'm happy people can come and learn Torah. But coming when it's good for you will not cut it. One time they asked one of the sports, many years ago I heard this. They asked Kobe Bryant, I don't want to use him as an example, but people should understand where this is going to. They asked him one time, why don't you pass the ball to your players? Why are you such a ball hogger? He said, I'm a ball hogger? He said, one second, I don't understand. He says, do you know during practice, before they come to practice, I'm already practicing a few hours. Before they even come. Then I practice with them. After they leave, I practice even more. I should trust them with my ball. I should trust them with the ball when they're only practicing 2 hours, 3 hours a day. Rabotai, it's only a ball. What is there? What about us? You come to learn Torah only when you have to. But what about the times when you don't have to? 4:30 in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, staying till late o'clock, 11, 12 o'clock at night learning Torah. I can't, Rabbi, it's not for me. I can't even come 9 o'clock. Rabotai, we need to understand. A person who is comfortable in this world, he will stay the same way he is another 50 years. Nothing is going to change. Comfortability does not build people. Comfortability breaks people. It doesn't help you, Rabotai. Being uncomfortable makes you bigger than you think you could even be. If a person is uncomfortable now when he's young, use that energy that you have now to be able to become a Talmid Chacham. So when you become old, it will be comfortable for you to be able to learn Torah easier. Not always having to worry, okay, when I'm going to go listen to the rabbi speak in the yeshiva, am I going to go play in the park, shesh besh or checkers or cards, right? Rabotai, why wait for that to happen? Now you have to wake up now. Nobody said it's easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. That's why you see, Rabotai, the great Gedolim. Why do we have great rabbis? We had. Why? Rabotai, because they sacrifice sleep, they sacrifice time, they sacrifice pleasure, they sacrificed. But look what they became. We sacrifice, we give anything to Hashem. We walk in 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock to shul in the morning thinking, I'm learning Torah. I'm happy you're learning Torah. But I'm asking you a question. I'm just, Rabotai, hypothetically speaking, a person has to get up 4:30 in the morning. Once I say 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. What am I got over here? 5.5 hours. Where have you been for the past 5.5 hours? You walk in 10 o'clock to learn Torah. Where have you been for the 5.5 hours that you were able to learn Torah? All right, so tell me, he was davening an hour and 50 minutes. Okay, you have still 4 hours and 45 minutes. Where have you been? Sleeping, Rabbi. Had a very long day yesterday. Rabotai, this is not how it works. This is the problem today. We're so afraid of telling our kids to do anything, telling other, putting pressure. Rabbi, they're going to break. Rabotai, they're not going to break. By you not explaining to your kids and sitting down with them and showing them the right derech, you're breaking them. Because when they're going to grow up, they're going to hate you for the rest of their lives. Why didn't you educate me? Rabotai, it happened. I've seen it happen. Do you know that Rabbi Akiva was the age of 40 years old when he became a Talmid Chacham? He started learning from 40 years old. 40 years old! That means he wasted 40 years before. Do you think if somebody would have came earlier and told him, from the age of 10, 15, 16 maybe, Rabotai, he would have under his belt at least 20 extra years of learning Torah. You know what that is? So what are you doing now? You're not going to tell your child. You're going to wait until it's going to become like Rabbi Akiva, 40 years old. When the child's going to look back, he's going to say, 1 second. Now that I see that Torah is a met, why didn't my father ever tell me how important it is to learn Torah? Why he never learned Torah? Because of him, I didn't want to go learn Torah. Why the rabbis never spoke about learning Torah? Why? What happened? And you know what's going to be in the end? They're not going to be liked by them, Rabotai. I've seen it too many times. Why nobody speaks the emet? Everything's about stories. Rabotai, I want to tell you something. Motivation, inspiration does not change people. You can listen to all the stories you want. You can listen to it for the next 10 years. You're not going to change. If you don't discipline yourself, if you don't have a schedule, nothing's going to work for you. It doesn't mean 2 cents, Rabotai. You have to have a schedule. 4:30 I'm up. 5 o'clock I'm learning. Blah, blah, blah. I'm davening like this. If you don't have that schedule, Rabotai, nothing's going to help you. And this is the problem. We think we have all the time in the world. I can't, Rabbi. When are you going to do it? I'll do it, don't worry. I'm not worried. You should be worried. Why should I be worried? You should be worried. One guy came up to me. I told him, listen, why don't you learn Torah? Why don't you learn Torah? Why don't you learn Torah? Rabbi, stop putting pressure on me. Listen, do me a favor. I know you got money, and your family got money, and your family got money. But I'll tell you one thing. You know what I told him? I said, nobody's putting pressure on you. He's like, first he told me, he's like, why can't you be like these other rabbis? Be like these other rabbis. I said, give me one in particular. He told me one. He said, you see, I was in that rabbi's shul. He said, for 30 years I was in his shul. Not one time did he reprimand me. Not one time did he tell me to learn Torah. Not one time. 30 years I was in his shul. But because after 30 years, he said, because of him, I put on a kippah. That's what he told me, Rabotai. I said, after 30 years you put on a kippah? What an idiot. What an idiot. I said, I would have made you put on a kippah after 5 minutes. You have to waste 30 years to put on a kippah. You have to waste 30 years. Where's all the mitzvot you could have been doing? Nothing, Rabotai. It's all Baba Mises. Because you support, they close their mouth. Nobody's going to tell you the emet. That's why Chazal tell us that the rabbis, they have to have money. They have to be bigger and better than the people that have money. So they can listen. People think they have money, they can do whatever they want. They can say whatever they want. That's in their world, Rabotai. How do we do this? How do we do this? How do we do it so we should be disciplined? How do we do that? Right? You hear me now, you're listening, okay, that's the rabbi, I want to change. How do I do it? Rabotai, very simple, Chofetz Chaim is going to give us advice. If you are able just to contemplate the idea, just think about it. What are you going to come to Hashem on that day? On that faithful day, what are you going to tell Hashem? He's going to tell you, one second, let me ask you a question. For business, you woke up early. Let's see. For business, you woke up early. For my davening, you didn't wake up early. For parties, you stayed late at night. For learning Torah, you didn't stay till late at night. What's more important in your eyes, me or the people? The people, simple, Rabotai. What are you going to say? Oh, Hashem. But it's better than nothing, right? I daven Shachari bin Chanarvid, no? I did my best. I daven 3 minutes Shemon Esrei. Rabotai, why? What do you guys think? You're going to come there with full of answers? The Mishnah in Simon Kuf Nun Hey, that's 152 in Tibur Matchil. Over there he brings down, regarding Etel Mode, over there he brings down that people that don't make set schedule of time, that people that don't set a schedule to be able to learn Torah, they have nothing what to do in Shamayim. They have nothing what to do in the next world. I did a whole lecture on this many years ago, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago, maybe 3 years, don't recall right now. Rabotai, we have to take our life more serious. We have to be more disciplined. I don't want to say it, but we're lazy. We're bums. We are real bums. For money we work. We fight. For Hashem, we're not willing to do anything. A little bit discomfort. I say, Rabbi, don't speak about mixed eating right now, Rabbi. Don't touch me. Don't tell me I cannot go to the beach, Rabbi, because me and my wife, we're not going to get along, Rabbi. Or don't tell me I cannot go to the movie theaters, Rabbi, because Rabotai, once there's discomfort, that's it. You should know, Rabotai, your number one enemy is comfort. Your number one friend is discomfort. When you have discomfort in your life, you are able to grow. And I want to show you today from the Sefer Shem Olam. It's also Chofetz Chaim Mishnah, but he brings over here Shem Olam. Show you, Rabotai, how a person has to be able to be disciplined. He's going to teach you right now over here, like we saw in the previous class. We have to follow the business people, unfortunately. Compare and contrast with them. If they're able to do it, you have no reason why you shouldn't do it. If they're able to run after paper, Rabotai, could lose value any day. They give their lives for it. Why can't we give our lives to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? I'm not telling you to die. I'm telling you to live for Him. Comes the Chofetz Chaim and Mishlei, and he says like this. After what we saw in the previous class, he says, Amarti latik po etza nechona. Says, I said that I want to go ahead and I want to copy over here sound advice. Ma sheshamati b'shem gadol hador echad. What I heard from one great rabbi in the generation. The hainu, and that is, Lifi ma sheyadu me'apasuk. This is what it is known from the verse. Im tavakashana kekeser. Like we explained in the previous class. V'gomer shetzarich levakesh avodot Hashem kiminag anashim b'inyanei kesav. Rabotai, listen what the Chofetz Chaim says. I'm sorry that this great person said like this. That a person needs to go after Avodat Hashem just like people go after money. A person has to go after Avodat Hashem just like people go after money. Come on, Rabbi. Is that a fair comparison? How do you compare Hashem to money? Because people go after money. People will die for money. People will sweat for money. People won't sleep for money. Tell them not to sleep for Torah. I can't, Rabbi. It's hard for me. Come early in the morning. I can't, Rabbi. It's hard. Stay late at night. I can't. So what can you? What can you do? He says, when it comes to going after money, we see with our eyes. Even if you have a person who's very pampered, he doesn't like to move from place to place. Nevertheless, if he sees he's not profiting at all in the place where he lives, he goes after his parnasa. I feel even if it's going to be in another city. And he's going to even spend money just to get to that place. Maybe Hashem is going to find something for him there. For sure, if he's going to know 100% sure that he's going to have parnasa over there. That in a certain place he's gonna profit a lot. For sure he's not going to be lazy. And especially for sure if he's going to find out that he only has to wait a few weeks to make a great sum of money. For sure he's going to go there with happiness. ככה יתנהג גם כן בעבודת השם. So too a person has to go ahead and has to behave exactly the same way in עבודת השם. אם הוא רואה שבביתו יש לו טרדות רבות, if a person sees that in his house there are many distractions, ואינו יכול להיפנות בשום אופן מטרדתו ללמוד תורה ולחשוב עם נפשו, and he's not able to turn away, he's not able to cut away the distractions in order to be able to learn Torah and to do a reckoning of the soul. Listen what the Chofetz Chaim says. Yisa mibeito le'ir acheret. Travel from your house to another city. Just like this businessman will leave his family to go make money, you should also leave your family to go learn Torah. You should also leave your family to go do a reckoning of the soul. He says, whatever time you're going to need for this, if people can leave their families for work, how much more so you have to be able to leave your family when it comes to learn Torah. If there are distractions. If you can't learn at home, you see it. But I want to tell you something. You have to understand, back then, the shuls were not next door. They were not in the same vicinity. They would literally have to travel. But what is our excuse today? What is our excuse today? The shuls are under our noses. Why can't we go into shul and daven and learn? You want to tell me there's no Talmidei Chacham? I'll find you a lot of Talmidei Chacham that are teaching. You want to tell me the shuls don't open early? Many shuls open even before nets. Certain shuls, I know they open already 4:30 in the morning. Rabotai, in order to be able to discipline oneself, you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to leave your house and go where it's uncomfortable. That's what the Chofetz Chaim is telling you over here. If you see you can't do it at home because of the distractions, get up and get out. And I'll tell you my humble opinion, even if it's not because of the distractions, it's just when you're home, you can't do it. Why? You have TV, Lolin, right? You have a phone, you have a computer, whatever. You're all day scrolling. So it's hard. That's also distractions. Get up and get out. In the morning, 4:30 in the morning, it's hard to get out of bed. Get up and get out of bed. You're not, Rabotai, you have to understand, you're not allowed to take Avodat Hashem. You're not allowed to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu the way you want to. If it's comfortable for you, you serve. If it's not, you don't serve. It doesn't go like that. It's based on his schedule, not your schedule. This is what makes a person a Talmid Chacham. This is what makes a person great in Avodat Hashem. Are you doing things that other people are not doing, or are you doing exactly what other people are doing? We had Rabbi Aaron Pessin in the shul. He came to speak. Rabotai, listen to this. He asked over there, he asked the Kollel guys, he says, from what time do you start? I want to just show you what it means to learn Torah. He said, what time do you start? So, whatever, the guys answered 9:30, fine. In the middle of the lecture, you guys can actually listen to it. It's DJ Avram, he actually posted Rabbi Aaron Pessin. You'll see, I think Love for Torah, I think he titled it. And then when he in the middle of the lecture, he asked them, until what time do you go? They said till 5:30. Okay, Rabotai, I'm not telling you it's bad. It's good. That is the schedule. But in Rabbi Aaron Pessin's eyes, you know what he was saying? He was looking at them when they were saying 5:30. So he's like, huh? 5:30, huh? 5:30, huh? He didn't want to say 5:30. So eventually, what did he end up saying? He said 10 o'clock. Because that is the norm. In order to become great in Avodat Hashem, you have to do things that other people don't do. If you do things like everybody else does, you'll be like everyone else. But if you do things that people don't do, you come early, you daven early, you daven from the beginning till the end, you stay late in shul, you come learn Torah in your free time. When you do things that other people don't do, Rabotai, you don't understand. But these small incremental steps are going to make you a huge person. Don't be comfortable. Be uncomfortable and see how much you're going to grow. Have a great day. Baruch Adonai Olam. Amen. Amen.